G'day viewers and welcome to this week's PB's Retro Restorations. This week I've got this Corgi number 339 Mini Monte Carlo Cooper S. I made a few errors on this one. Some of the things I tried to fix, namely the headlights, didn't really work out. So I wasn't real pleased with it in the end, but it was okay. It's not awful, and I learnt a few things and we can always go back to it. So let's get her apart. It's pretty cool, this model. It's got a few extras added on to the standard mini casting, like the little mud flaps and the stone tray underneath, which is pretty cool. It should make a nice model when it's done. You have to remove this stone tray to get access to one of the rivets, of course. It's got a little rope and a shovel and all sorts of rally type equipment moulded into the back where the rear seats would normally be. That's kind of neat. Not that you can really see them through the window. Now, not having done one of these before, I expected those two spare tyres to be riveted on, but they're actually held in by split pins, which makes them easy to pull out, make them easy to clean. I probably won't destroy it, so that's good. So of course, once you get them off, the window just pops out. Now, it's got blue paint all over it. We're going to stick it in the brake fluid to get it off, and I thought we were doing well, and that turned into a nightmare, but more about that later. Now, this one's got holes in the back of the jeweled headlights, so I was able to pop them all out. Of course, as I mentioned, the two headlights turned into a nightmare as well, but anyway. Here I am cleaning up the body and the wheels. Now, that stone tray had a few dings in it, so I gave it a flattening and tapped it back into shape, gave it a clean. So out of the brake fluid, paint's just coming straight off. This is going to clean up beautiful. I'll just rinse that brake fluid off, washed it in some warm soapy water. What I thought was warm, it must have been too hot because it went like this, completely crazed it. I tried cleaning it up to no avail, so I had to chuck it and buy a replacement. I was so stoked about that. And you know how long it took to get here too. Forever. Here I am mixing that red paint. Masking off the roof now so I can repaint it white. Now, the headlight jewel holders were toast, so I thought I'd try and make my own out of some paint pipettes, some plastic ones. I cut the ends off because they're a little bit conical, glued them in there, trimmed them up. I thought, well, I'll try a little bit of white glue in there, drop the jewels in, and they will at least look half human. I guess you can judge the results at the end. I wasn't happy with them. But anyway, it's better than no jewels, right? So here's all our refurbished parts. The eagle-eyed among you will note I've ordered the wrong tyres. I've also ordered the wrong roof rack. I'll talk about that later. Here I am touching up where I cut the pipettes off. And I'm cutting this little sticker because it wasn't quite the right size either. The decals I ordered, they came from England. They're awesome. They were one of the things that worked out really well. here I am getting these little jewels in. They were fun trying to pick up with tweezers, but I got them in there. You can see how it come out at the end. Now, if I bought the roof rack for the surfing version, which has a couple of gaps in it so the surfboards will lie down in it flat, other than that it's the same. But I wasn't going to wait for another one, I just put up with it. I guess I can always swap it over at another stage. But it didn't really fit very well. I wasn't terribly impressed with this part. Now, I also ordered the wrong tyres. I got the earlier pre-1967 type thin tyres, not the wider Corgi branded ones, so never mind. Can always swap them later, I guess. I had some trouble getting the little tiny spotlight jewels in as well. I couldn't quite get them to sit flush. I didn't want to wreck them. And here I am putting the stain guard back on. We're just about done. So here we are back at the start. What I thought was going to be fairly straightforward restoration. And I guess it was. I should have tried harder to find replacement headlights for it. And I should have been more careful about ordering the parts, and I certainly shouldn't have, I wasn't expecting that screen to haze over just with some hot water like it did. That really surprised me, so I'll be much more careful next time. But anyway, here's what we've got now. As you can see, the headlights really let down what otherwise was a pretty successful makeover. I was quite pleased with the rest of it. I was super pleased with the paint and the decals and everything. But I guess the advantage here is those headlights could still be replaced at another stage. You can always get the correct tyres for it, and it won't be too bad. So learned some things from this one, and on to the next one. So thank you everyone for taking the time to watch my video. Maybe share it or like it or give it a thumbs up or whatever you do. I really appreciate it, and leave me some feedback if you feel it's appropriate. And thanks again for the kind comments I got for last week's video. I really appreciated it. Some people's videos I've been watching for a long time. I really appreciated your feedback. Thank you. See you next week, and thanks for watching.